All right, let's see if I can do this in one take. All right, so my name is Stu, and I guess I was a robotics engineer at NASA JPL, and pretty much I got laid off today. A lot of mixed feelings, but kind of my JPL journey has been pretty interesting. So I got hired as a co-op um, when I was in school. I went to Georgia Tech and I got hired as a co-op, and I did a remote internship from my room in Boston for a year and a half, pretty much continuously. So I was working on Mars sample return, the capture contain return system, on testing systems. So I worked that for a year and a half. I tried to do another internship at JPL, but they couldn't offer in person, so I worked at iRobot. But then I also helped set up the Georgia Tech capstone program to get JPL in there, and then I also bid and got a JPL sponsored capstone project, which we did well on. And then finally, once I graduated my master's, I got a full-time offer to JPL, and I took that. And I moved my life to Los Angeles, and then I started working at JPL. And I continued to work on the CCRS capture contain return system project, and eventually that got canceled pretty much a year later after I started. That's just kind of a little bit about the history that I've gone through in terms of working at JPL. And there's a lot of mixed feelings, as someone who just graduated, who's only 24, I felt like my life was kind of set, right? I got a lot of people's dream jobs. I worked really hard in college at Georgia Tech, blah, blah, blah. I got a 4.0, haha. But I spent a lot of time, just really grinding. I got a master's because my supervisor told me that would be really important to get for JPL. It's kind of just surreal right now knowing that it's kind of all over, at least for this chapter, something that I've been thinking, in these past couple hours since just getting laid off is it is true. I am a young guy. I'm 24. This is without a question not the end of my life. And I think for me, it's trying to understand, where do we go from here? I think JBL had a lot of pros, and it had its cons. It wasn't perfect. So for me, it's what is kind of the next chapter in my life. So that's something that I'm hoping to kind of figure out, and hopefully use this YouTube channel to explore and to kind of understand and engage in that dialogue. But I think something that has really been, kind of a burning passion for me since I moved to LA is to educate and to create content that is relatable to help people understand, the path, whether that's to get to NASA or to be a successful engineer or just even as a creative. And I think, for me, that's just something I've always had a passion for was, doing technical things and also creative things. Like in college, I modeled, I made music, I started a small clothing brand when I moved to Los Angeles. So, I think just trying to understand how that mixes with the technical and also the creative side, especially in a place like LA and kind of where I moved my life from there. That's just kind of what I'm kind of excited for in a way, but also it's bittersweet because, I dedicated so much of my life to get to this point. But, I think everything happens for a reason. And I think that there is a lot in store, and, hopefully I'll be able to document my journey and, we'll kind of see where we go from here. So, yeah.